Now let's take it to layer 3. Let's say that we do have routers in the midst. What are we going to do now? Well, again, we've got host A, and we want to ping host B, but this time, look at the IP addressing. 10.1.1.0/24 is our network. 10.1.4.0/24 is our network here. We're on different networks. When we say that we want to ping host B, and we're on host A, we look at host B's IP address of 10.1.4.2, and we look at our IP address and our subnet mask, and we say, that's not local. What do we do if a destination is not local? We need to go to our default gateway. That's one of the things we get configured with. We've got a default gateway of 10.1.1.2, which is the Fast Ethernet 0 interface on router C. We need to send our packet to router C, which is then going to forward it on. Now, the destination IP address is not going to change, but the MAC address does not survive a router hop. The MAC address is going to be rewritten on each router hop. We go to router C, and router C says, I see you're eventually going to the 10.1.4.0/24 network. Let's see if I know how to get you there. And router C will interrogate its IP routing table, and sure enough, it does have a route. It says we're going to get there via 10.1.2.2, which is the Fast Ethernet 1 interface on router D. Do we know the MAC address? Because it's an IP address, but it's on an Ethernet segment, so I need a corresponding MAC address. And yes, it looks like we've ARPed for that information before. Host C does know the MAC address of host D's Fast Ethernet 1 interface, and we see here's the MAC address, and we will now form a packet still with the same destination IP address. We're still going to host B. We're still going to 10.1.4.2. That's always our destination IP address, but the MAC address is getting rewritten at every hop. The same thing happens on router D, and finally we find ourselves over on router E, and we're saying we're trying to get to the 10.1.4.0/24 network. Great news, we're directly connected. We're connected off of Fast Ethernet 1 on router E. And we do an ARP if we haven't already done so, and in our ARP cache, we're going to have the MAC address that corresponds to 10.1.4.2, the IP address of host B. And now we're able to send that information, or we're able to get that packet to host B, and host B can then respond. If we were doing a ping like we were talking about before, that ICMP echo reply would go from host B back to host A.